with Drew Wolfer, and he has a project that, well, I have it up here, but we'll come back to it in a second. But it's called Presend, so that you guys all know. But Presend is actually a really cool project. I know we're all into these crazy degen projects the last few months, but things have changed, Drew. Things have changed. That's what's happened. And because things have changed, we got to change our mentality. We got to change what we're investing in. We got to just look at things differently. So please hit the like button too, so more people at YouTube get to see this. And we're going to have a really frank conversation with Drew. He's one of the better YouTubers, should I say, out there. You are one of the better YouTubers that really covers the DeFi space really, really well. So thank you for that, by the way, because the stuff that you bring to the table and the way you talk about DeFi, very few people do. Yeah. So I appreciate it. But before we get into Presend, I want to know a little bit about you, because you've already done Wolfer Finance, which has been really successful, and it has a lot of long-term investors in there that don't want to sell. They're just holding on to it. What is your background? How did you even get here? What is it?
Man, so I mean, I took that traditional, route at first, like I come from nothing, man. So, it's hard to have less whenever you don't really start with much. So I decided to start building, right? I took the traditional route and I said, all right, let's go out here and do what we're supposed to do, right? Go to college, get a job, do all that stuff, right? I realized that wasn't working out for me. I didn't like it. And I didn't seem like I was going to be able to do the things that I wanted to do in life by doing it like that. So, I went to college, got a soccer scholarship, did everything that I was supposed to do, got straight A's, got a good job, blah, blah, blah. Well, got out of that, decided to start, my own businesses and stuff like that. Started up a distribution business, started up a e-commerce business, started up, multiple businesses that were successful. And, then I've been in crypto since like 2014, man. And I like it, and I understand the use case of it, and I see where it's going, which I think a lot of people do in this market. But I never really got into the social aspect of the world, because I've been like kind of like a very private person. I was never really out there like that. I don't really post on Facebook, Instagram, places, Twitter, stuff like that. I didn't even have a Twitter until like, I don't know, a few months back. And then I created the YouTube because I saw all these, things happening in the market. And I was like, none of this makes any sense. I come from the traditional finance market. I used to trade, I trade options, stuff like that. I was like, none of these things that people are quoting and investing in make any sense. I'm going to air all this stuff out, because it seemed like everybody else was just pumping it, acting like it was like
normal.
Yeah. And I'm like, none of this is normal. I want this to be 100% clear for people. That's kind of where my whole platform sprung out of. And then that's how Wolfer Finance sprung out, because people were like, oh, if you're so smart, why don't you make one for yourself that's better? And I was like, boom, Wolfer Finance, baby, bring it. Let's go.
So where did this concept come from? Because Wolfer Finance is the proof of concept for Presend. So it has worked. You're one of the few guys that has had actually something that's worked. So where did this idea come from in your brain? You said traditional finance. You're trading, right? You're a day trader.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, I was more of a swing trader. I didn't really day trade like that. But yeah, it actually sprung out of the cryptocurrency market. So I saw the things that were actually working were the models, because I think of it in terms of a business strategy, right? I'm like, okay, how is this generating income? How does this make sense, right? And then one of the things that made the most sense to me were actual masternodes, not Thor strong block masternodes. I'm talking about real masternodes on real blockchains that are actually transacting, right? FTM, ETH, stuff like that. So I actually own masternodes, right? Like I own Flux nodes, I own SRX nodes, I own a Gala node. I know how to host all these things. And I'm like, I mean, a Gala node costs 6 figs now, and FTM node costs 100K plus. Chronos validator costs, 500K plus. And I'm just like, dude, most people can't get into this. Like, I was very fortunate in being able to get a Gala node early. I get that, and being able to get Flux, stuff like that. But I was like, most people can't get into this. So that I was like, well, what if I could make a model and kill two birds with one stone? Bring the market that they can't get over here to them.
Okay, got it.
and then you just crowdfund it and everybody like gets a slice of the pie, right? And then you don't make it Ponzi-nomic, and then you scale it. And that's how Presend is too. It's a one round funded, one and done. And then we will build it with our own revenue from then on out, because we actually make revenue. We actually generate revenue in a real way. We don't have a chain, a coin, a DApp, none of that stuff in Wolfer or Presend. So we have an inability to lie to you and say, oh, here's your profits. No, that's what came in, off of these real blockchains. So yeah, man.
How much did you raise with Wolfer?
2.5 mil.
Wow. You raised $2.5 million? Wow.
Yeah, 17 days, man. 17 days in a bear market, quoting people master nodes that only make 10% a year. See what I'm saying? Like it was much needed, bro. It was a much needed change in this space. And I think people realize it now,
They do, and Wolfer is doing well. The Wolfer finance model is they get an NFT, and then the profits of the company, they get paid out to the people, the NFT holders. Is that how it works?
Yeah, exactly. So the exact economics behind it is essentially we brought in the 2.5 mil, we put it in all these top tier investments. We've got DAG, Flux, ETH, AVAX, FTM, and we're working on Kronos validator node right now. Then we essentially bring in the income that comes from those, and obviously we're going to kill it over the long term because of price appreciation of the assets. But we take 95% of the income. So I only take 5% as for running this entire business, right? 95% of the income comes out and goes to the investors, and 50% of it goes directly back into reinvesting to buy more master nodes and create more income long term. And then 45% of it goes to the investors. Now, with one caveat, they did vote to compound for 6 months because it's a bear market. They made a really good investment decision because we can buy stuff at rock bottom absolutely bonkers prices right now. So it makes sense to take all of our income and roll it back in while the prices are cheap before that happening comes, and boom, bull run.
But what happens is it so this is an NFT, so you're paying them out in stables? Is that what happens?
No, I actually pay them out in Matic, and I didn't want to pay them out in stables, and a lot of people have suggested that, and I'm like, look, what about the guy that came in with 50 grand and wants this, set this and forget this, and then he wants price appreciation, which is what we were pitching them over the lifetime of it, because everybody's thinking in terms of long term on this. So not a lot of people are coming in saying like, I want to take my income as income every single day. I want to basically this is a long-term investment for me, and I want to come back in 5 years when Matic is worth $5, and then all of that Matic that I accrued over that time is boom, you know what I mean? And they make way more, an exponentially greater return in ROI. It'll be a little different with Presend. We are going to pay out in stable coins, and that's because it's not as like long-term of a model, and the income is going to be much more substantial every single month because of its ability to scale. And we can get into that a little bit later, but its trajectory is insane, dude. Like Jupiter status, not even the moon. It's wild, man.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit about Presend. It seems pretty interesting. And that's why a lot of people are like, you're using big buzzwords. Well, you're about to find out why this buzzword is being used from Drew, because he convinced me this is something really special. Man, that is, so you passed the Howie test, even though you give out the Howie test is if something's a security or not. How does that work for people that are watching that are concerned about that? How did you pass that?
There's a few ways that you can do it, and we did all of them just to make sure. But so one of the ways to pass the Howie test is also giving free entry. So essentially what the NFT is a placeholder. Okay. So you're not guaranteeing any returns. There's that. Okay. You cannot say, you can say, I'm guaranteeing you access to this dividend pool, but I can't tell you like I'm guaranteeing you 10% every month. That's illegal. Second thing is making it a revolving door where people can pull their money in and out. That's not a thing with Wolfer Finance. Once you buy the NFT, you own the NFT. Wolfer Finance owns the funds. They invest as such because you're giving us you're entrusting us to be able to do that for you for the long term, right? And then there's the third aspect of it, which is where you can offer free entry. So even though most of the people minted the NFTs, there were giveaways, and there's a way that you can come into Wolfer without actually having to pay anything. Okay. So there's no monetary exchange. And being able to do that, it doesn't qualify under, what you would consider like a sweepstakes. And some people getting in for free is technically, see what I'm saying? Like not everybody put money in on it. So there's no guarantee of expected return as well. So yeah. And then the secondary aspect of that is like, don't make it like there's no chain, there's no coin, right? It's real income that comes in, and you're not like doing all these different things. Whereas an NFT is like a membership card. It's like a placeholder saying this is my membership to Wolfer and Presend.
I got you, man. Okay, so let's talk about Presend. I'm going to bring it up here so everyone can take a look. Presend is the one that it's been getting buzz already. I've already been hearing about it. So what's really cool about Presend is you've already tested the concept with Wolfer Finance. This is not guesswork on your part. This is already a concept that's been proven to work. So let's get into it. What is Presend? Let's hear it.
So Presend, it's all about wallet security. It's a wallet security software that essentially stops you from sending cross-chain transactions and losing all of your money in the crypto proverbial like black hole, right? So if you were to send, say you were to send ETH, or we'll say Polygon, right? Polygon Matic on the Polygon chain to an ETH wallet, you lose all your money. Okay. Presend stops that from happening. It's a Chrome extension that goes right on top of your wallet. And we're targeting MetaMask first because it has the largest market share, but it will be compatible with every wallet known to man. If your grandma has a BlackBerry, it's going to be compatible with that. We want it to be compatible with literally everything. That way, the entire market is our market, right? So with that being said, you layer this on top. It's a simple Chrome extension download, and the Chrome extension is like 80% done. The raise that we're doing has absolutely nothing to do with Chrome extension. That's paid for. It's done. That's for marketing so that we can be the crypto.com big boom of this. And it's patented. There's that. The process is patented. And essentially what it does is it layers on top of your wallet, and then it stops your cross-chain transaction or any transaction for that matter that's not going to go through before it goes through. So it never actually gets sent out. It stays in your wallet, and we tell you, bing, hey, this isn't going out because of one of these 3 or 4 reasons. Go fix it. And you didn't just lose $100. Congratulations. Thanks, Presend, right? And then it only charges you. It's a free software to download, right? And it only charges you when you do transactions. So it's pretty slick, man. And it's a fraction of the transaction. So like 0.1% and 2 cents guaranteed, just in case some joker comes in and tries to do a $4 transaction, which we wouldn't make any money on. And to put that into perspective, $100 transaction, 0.1% of that is 10 cents. It costs you 12 cents to protect that transaction, and then secondarily never have to send a test transaction ever again, which takes like 15 minutes, bro. My 15 minutes is worth way more than 12 cents. I don't know about yours. I'm sure it is, right? I'll gladly take that. See what I mean?
So this is me. So I had this happen to a friend of mine. He sent Phantom to Coinbase, and Coinbase doesn't have Phantom. And Coinbase told him, and he sent like 10 grand worth. Coinbase told him that you're shit out of luck. You're done. They said that once we have a Phantom wallet, your funds will show. But we don't know when Coinbase is going to have a Phantom wallet. So this does happen, right? You're seeing this happen. Do you have stats in how often this happens that you can protect people?
Honestly, and I'm putting this up to my thing because I think there's a echo. So I'm going to try and talk a little bit softer, and because I'm in like this room, you know.
Okay, no worries. I didn't hear an echo, but okay.
But yeah, so dude, so by the statistics that we're seeing, 80 to 90% of the cryptocurrency market participants have had this happen to them at least once, if not more than once, just due to simple human error. Like and think about this, like I only send into Coinbase in large amounts, like whenever I wire, and then I'll forget about Coinbase, and then I'll forget, and then I'll accidentally forget that Coinbase hasn't put Polygon on, and then I'll send it out in Matic, and then I'll lose, $500 or something stupid just because I forgot about it. Because I haven't used Coinbase in 6 months or something. So it's like, man, it's an epidemic, bro, where like hundreds of millions of dollars are being lost like every single year on these transactions.
Sure.
And it makes no sense.
It's very true. It is a problem that is out there. It is happening.
Yeah.
So let's look at something interesting. The potential. I want to look at the potential here.
Yeah.
I've looked at your video, and you've talked about this being such a massive market.
Yep.
What are you seeing? Because this is new, right? Putting a MetaMask app is new on top of like layering it on top of like this is how new was this that MetaMask opened themselves up like this?
No, it wasn't that long ago, and there's only 2 other apps on it right now, and neither of them do anything.
Okay, so you are the first one that's going to have a real utility. I mean, you're a trailblazer. We can say that.
We're the poster child and the golden child at the same time.
How did this happen? How did this fall in your lap, number one?
So Larry brought this to me because he's watched my YouTube and he saw like what happened with Wolfer Finance. We sold out in 17 days. It's a non-Ponzi-nomic model. It's real. It makes sense. The whole point, right? And he understands that Filecoin is one of the ones that has Snap. MetaMask Snap, by the way. He understood that he can't do this alone because he understands that this is probably going to be a 9-figure billion-dollar business eventually. So, man, getting the right team around you, getting the right person with the right reputation, with the right, like, I guess, energy level to do something like this is absolutely integral. And I can just, I mean, you can Google me and see what I've done. And it was kind of a no-brainer for him. And he said, hey, I'm coming to you because I could go to anybody, man, but I want you and only you. And I said, okay, that's great. Why? And he told me, because I want you to structure it like Wolfer Finance. I want you to help scale this business. I want you to be the marketing face of this. I want you to be the one working out the deals. I know you can do that. I believe in you and I trust you. I really do. And I said, okay, do you have a patent? And he said, yeah. And I said, now we can talk. Let's go.
Wow, that's impressive. And the ownership structure is that 10% of the Presend is going to be sold at this pre-sale, correct?
No. So Presend. Okay. So the ownership structure it's Larry's company. It's his brainchild. He's the CEO, but it is filed and incorporated in Wyoming. Okay. But being the person that I am, I got to look out for my wolf pack. So Wolfer Finance owns 10% of Presend on the articles of incorporation. We're on the incorporation papers. That's signed, sealed, and delivered. So Wolfpack, shout out to you, family. Appreciate you. And you already know I'm always looking out for you. And then, yeah, essentially what happens from there is we just take this thing to the moon and we market it all the way there. And then we're giving out portions of our net income to our investors that are going to help get us there, right?
So you bought part of Presend with the Wolfer Finance money.
Exactly. And with, Drew Wolfer, Wolfer Finance, all that stuff. So I leveraged everything that I have, right? Because I've built this entire brand and all this stuff. So yeah, absolutely. And I basically am the one that's spearheading all the marketing, scaling the business, doing all that stuff. Doing the stuff that Larry doesn't need to be doing. If he wants to scale this thing fast, he needs to be focusing on developing the product, right? Like, because we want to go into every wallet known to man. How do you do that? You got to have somebody that's dedicated to that aspect of it, and then let somebody else that has the energy and the time to go out and build the business and do those, partnerships and stuff like that. And spoiler alert, I've already locked in a partnership with Chainlink for the snapshot and airdropping features where they're building out our smart contract for that. So bullish, man. Beautiful stuff.
Okay. So guys, please click the like button. I see more of you guys coming in. This is incredible stuff. We need stuff like this for DeFi. So let's get this out to more people over at YouTube. So this is the question I got for you.
Yeah.
You're going to raise about $1.8 million or so is kind of what we're seeing. What percentage of the company is going to be sold in that 1.8 million of Presend?
So for the retail NFT investors, if that's what you're talking about, the retail NFT investors, they will have a 10% of the net income forevermore.
Okay.
And then there's the bullish news on top of that we'll cover after what your next question is about to be.
What's my next question?
The institutional investors.
Okay, go ahead.
So then the institutional investors can also grab anywhere from 2.5% to 12.5% of the net income of Presend as well, depending on the amount and the level of institutional investment that comes in cumulatively, right? So that's a $50,000 limit. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't have $50,000. Well, maybe you know a group of people that all have $50,000 collectively. You're now an institution. Congratulations, my friends. You just graduated. Come talk to Drew and we'll get you sorted. But so then there's the secondary aspect of this. Like, okay, they're only getting 10% of the net income. Everybody's like, that sucks. And I'm like, well, okay, it's going to be $100+ million company generating hundreds of millions of dollars over the lifetime of it, potentially billions if we get licensing deals, get a buyout, stuff like that from MetaMask. So 10% of hundreds of millions of dollars is a lot of money whenever you raise 1.5 million, 1.9 million, and you're getting a $20 million payday or something because we made 200 million. You got 10% of that, right? Then there's these milestone bonuses where all the dividend pools get doubled up, okay, in the month that we hit the milestones. And our milestones are very generous, my friend. 50,000 users is the first milestone bonus. 100,000, 250, 500, 750, a million. Okay. So you've got like 8 milestones in the first like million users, which, let's be real, if we don't grab a million users in like a year, dude, I would be very surprised. I see this thing ballooning into this crazy aspect. There's 300 million people in the market. If we can't grab a million of them, what are we doing here? Then it's 2.5 million, 5 million, 7.5, 10 million. We only put it up to 10 million so far because, hey, let's get there first. First things first, guys, let's get to 10 million. Then we'll start putting milestone bonuses, 12.5, 15, 17.5, all that stuff. They'll just keep going. It'll just get wilder. And all of the investors make double in those months whenever we hit those milestones. So instead of making 10% into that dividend pool, you're now making 20% into that dividend pool. So you just got paid double for literally nothing. Well, hopefully it's not nothing. Hopefully you're out preaching the Presend gospel with your megaphones and your bullhorn, shouting it from the mountaintops, telling everybody about it, sharing your affiliate links and pumping it like it's your, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Because let's be real, in this market, it is the best thing since sliced bread, and it's the best thing on the market right now. So yeah, that's like, man, people are gonna make a lot of money off of this thing.
When you said affiliate links, what does the affiliate link come in?
So the affiliate link, it's okay. So think about like Yield Nodes, right? Yield Nodes has a 5% affiliate link for literally anybody. Same thing here. Anybody, Joe Bob that mows his grass at 2 p.m. every Tuesday from down the road, he can have an affiliate link, even though he has no social presence. We still want him telling people at Thanksgiving, Christmas, at his work, all that stuff. We want him telling them that. Okay, you can get paid from that. Now, secondarily, there's going to be the influencers that already have a sphere of influence. They're going to get a 10% commission of all the fees that they bring in from said people using their affiliate link. So if your affiliate link generates $200,000 in fees in the next month, you just got paid 20 grand. And if we hit a milestone at the same time, dude, you got paid 40 grand.
So you're talking about if I put an affiliate link on my YouTube channel or wherever, Twitter, and then like people download Presend, I would get counted as the one that brought you that Presend customer.
Boom. And then any of the fees that are attributed to that wallet.
Okay, that's pretty smart. That's really smart.
Yeah. And then here's the secondary aspect of it. And influencers are going to hate this, but they're going to understand why. All right. Okay. You get that affiliate link for 365 days. And what I mean by that is I use your affiliate link. That means that you get my 10% of my fees for 365 days. And then I fall off. And then now you got to find a new person. See what I'm saying? And that's because we don't want somebody with 1 million subs to go out, because let's be real, you don't have to spend any money to download Presend. It's free. So the conversion rate is going to be way more. We don't want a 1 million sub guy to go out, or girl to go out for that matter, and get 500,000 signups, get paid for life, never talk about Presend again. Please help us scale this. And then it's like, think about this scenario. we're at the 100K milestone. We're coming up on it. There's 90,000 users right now. There's 7 days left in the month. What do you think everybody's going to be doing, going from the regular Presend users all the way down to the influencers? They're going to be like, hey guys, use Presend because they get paid double in that month. And it's not fake income, because if you think about it, we're giving away 20% of the fees that they bring in, right? So there's still 80% of the fees left over if we double up the affiliate commissions. We're giving away 32.5% at most of the net income every single month. If we hit a bonus, then we're giving away 65%. We still have 35% to pay the team, the developers, the everything, and market the whole thing. And all the money that we don't have now to market it because we paid you guys double, we basically just passed that on to you and said, hey, we didn't have to market as much this month. We paid you guys for the marketing because you went out and pushed it. Thank you guys so much, you know?
Got it. So the valuation wise, if we're looking at this, you're going to try to raise about 1.8 million, right?
Yeah.
So where would that put you in the valuation? Where would the valuation of Presend be?
I mean, I would say it's easily a $15 to $20 million company as is right now, assuming that you can grab a market share of, say, 100 to 200 to 500,000 users within the first year. And bro, we're having those users within the first, like, immediately.
I think so too. Yeah,
100,000 users, no problem. So yeah, dude. Like, I think honestly, you can't value it at what it should be valued at right now because there's no proof for that. But once the numbers start coming in, I think people are going to see like, wow, this is a 9-figure business. This is Google back in 1998 when internet was only 4% adopted. That's where crypto's at right now.
Right.
And guess what? There's no other game in town.
Well, DeFi crypto is definitely, like you said, like Google at the beginning, because how many people really have a MetaMask? 300 million users is really tiny. Like
exactly.
The crypto market is bigger than 300 million users. So,
yep.
You know, the potential obviously you think is multi-billion based on the numbers that you've brought up, anywhere from a few million to billions based on adoption of user base. Do you, I don't see anywhere on your website any breakdowns or models, but do you have anything that you can tell the people if they kind of want to see like a long-term, because this is a long-term strategy. So is there something long-term that they can look at or give them some info that they can understand?
Long-term in terms of what, like potential returns or potential of us to grow?
Yeah, like your growth. Like, what do you think the growth is going to be long-term?
Dude, absolutely. So, okay, let's say that we can grab 1 million users in the first year, right? The cryptocurrency market is literally doubling every single year, as long as we're not in like some crazy bear lull like we are now, but it all averages out over the interim of it. So if we grab 1 million in the first year, I don't see any way that by the end of the second year, due to the income that we're generating, we're not hitting 10 million, right? 10 million users. And then that's when we want to start absolutely outpacing the cryptocurrency market, where it's like, if the cryptocurrency market doubled, we want double the users. So for us, that trajectory is insane, because we can go to these exchanges. Once we have like widespread adoption where we have over 100,000 users, there's our use case to go to MetaMask and say, implement this. There's our use case to go to Coinbase and say, implement this. Binance US, all of the major exchanges, and every other wallet known to man, Ledger, Trezor, Trust Wallet, all of them.
This is all very interesting. What I'd like to know is, you're going to raise this money. Yep. What are you going to use this money for? What is
that's straight going into marketing, man. Okay. Straight up going into marketing. It has to, you know, like the bulk of that money, after you pay out like affiliates and commissions and stuff like that, like all of that money has to go into marketing. That's what this entire protocol hinges upon, is bringing it to the global community, right? And that's our entire goal. Is we don't want just 200,000 people in America to know about this. We want 1 billion people in China to know about this, and 1 billion people in India and Australia and everywhere. We want global adoption, because That's what our target market is. It's the entire cryptocurrency. So if you think about like DeFi, there's probably 70 to 80% of the entire cryptocurrency market that isn't in the market for DeFi. They're just like, I'm not trying to play with my money. That's cool. But every single crypto market participant has a wallet and they are in the market for Presend. So it's like, dude, our market share is going to be absolutely insane. We're going to absolutely take over this entire thing because we have, first off, we're the only game in town. There's no competition. And second off, we have the protection in order to be able to do that with the patent. And dude, third off, once we start getting that buzz, which let's be real, we haven't even talked about this. Like there's not really been any YouTube videos dropped on this at all, right? This has all been me doing this. And people already somehow still already know about Presend. It's becoming a big deal, right? And so when that massive global adoption comes, and I'm not talking massive, I'm talking like 100 or a couple 100,000 users, which should probably be day one. That's when people start taking notice, like MetaMask, you know, Coinbase and the exchanges. And they're like, oh, wow, there's something to this. Maybe we should be thinking about this. And then they got to come begging to us. Like Oliver Twist in the bowl of gruel, baby. Please, can I have some Presend? Thank you, Larry, for inventing this. You know.
Got it. Interesting.
Yep.
When can we see the app? So you're doing your raise right now, or is it's going to start? I see
The raise,
the whitelist.
the raise start. The whitelist starts on October 1st. So
October 1st.
I'm just going to be real with you, man. We are trying to come to market with the product, okay? And most likely that product is going to be done like probably a week to a few days. It'll probably be cutting it close, but we're going to have it, okay? Because this thing is like 80% done anyways. It's just when you're doing it the right way, it's hard because we're building it through MetaMask Snaps, and then we have to, you know, integrate it through MetaMask Flask. It's a little bit harder than to just like build your own and then just like put it up on a website.
Right.
So doing it the right way and doing it right the first time, that way you don't have to go back and fix it. And so you don't run into any issues where MetaMask is like, nope, we're not doing this because you didn't go through snaps. That's why we want to do it this way. So yeah, the raise starts on October 1, which is a Saturday, and it'll be noon Central Time. That's like Chicago time. Remember, I'm from Chicago. So, you know, I live in Miami now, but I'm from Chicago. And so at the end of the day, the app, the fully functional Chrome extension should be ready for your MetaMask download at that point. And then what we will do is we will continue going on tour, right? Like it's like we're Guns N' Roses, right? And we're just going on tour around the world, and we're going to go and preach the Presend gospel, tell everybody, hey, this thing's ready, right? Download it, go test it, see how you like it, boom. And then, you know, everybody uses it.
What is this join the whitelist now? What is that on your page?
Yeah, that's the whitelist for the minting.
Oh, so that's the one for October 1st. Oh, okay,
yeah, you just click that link and it'll sign you up. You literally put your wallet address in, you put your email and how many NFTs you want, and boom, you're on the whitelist. We're not making people like travel all the way to India and like fight a tiger to get on our whitelist and stuff like that.
Okay. So it's $250 per NFT. Is that what it is?
Yep, minted on Binance Smart Chain using BUSD stablecoin.
So it's very affordable for people.
Very affordable, man.
Okay. And then right now you're doing a seed round. Is that what's going on right now, or for institutions?
Yep. Institutional investors. That means anybody that's got over $50,000. So don't take it too serious when I say institutional. What I mean by that is just larger sums of money. So yeah, anybody, you know, I mean, it could be 10 people with $5,000 a piece for all I care. That's an institution in my book. As long as you bring $50,000 to the table, you're in. But there's only $2 million that we're willing to raise in that round. So once it's full, it's full.
Oh, so this is part of this whitelist round. So there's a potential that by the time this gets to the October 1st, this institutions could have snapped everything up.
No, it's different. It's separate. So they have their own dividend pool. So
it's separate. Okay.
Yeah, retail investors have their own dividend pool over here. Then the institutional investors have their own separate dividend pool. So they don't share it, right? They both get 10% of the net income, potentially, depending on how much institutional raises. But the retail investor NFTs, if they raise that money, then they're getting 10%, period. That's just what theirs is. But, you know, we know it's going to mint out. At the end of the day, I'm going to be real. You can sign up for the whitelist and show up and do all that. But, dude, the best way to get in is if you have a Wolfer Finance NFT, because they get first right of refusal. So they get to mint a week early. and they're going to mint this thing out, bro. This thing, it's going to be like it's less than 2 million. And they just raised 2.5 million 2 months ago. Dude, they're minting this out. It's done. So if you want to get in, dude, get with your people and get an institutional investment and hit me up ASAP, because I promise you the institutional investment, it'll fill up too. And once we hit 2 million on institutional, it's done. And then good luck getting an NFT unless you want to buy it off the open market for like 3x what, people bought it for, because there's a lot of opportunists out there.
What did your Will for Finance NFTs sell for originally?
500.
Oh, okay. They're doing really well.
Yeah. They're almost double. I think they're like a half ETH right now. They've almost doubled in value. And dude, wait until Presend prints any returns, bro. They're gonna triple.
Yeah, I mean, dude, in a bear market,
nuts.
Dude, my hat's off to you. Like, that's
you,
amazing. That's amazing. This is why you guys gotta listen to Drew. He knows what's up, and you gotta go check out his channel because he knows what's up here, man. I got a question here by David Cruz. So we can buy the Will for NFT on OpenSea.
Yep, absolutely. That's the only place you can get it. That's the only place you'll ever be able to get it, because we will never, ever open up another round for Will for Finance.
If there's any other questions, guys, put it in here. We're just having a frank conversation. I really appreciate you, Drew, because you really understand, and you've actually changed the DeFi market.
Yeah.
And you're one of the few YouTubers that has had a positive impact and a positive footprint out here. So
thank you, man.
I think there's a lot of guys that are going to try to emulate you going forward because of this.
I hope so, man, because like if they are, then that means we're doing something right, man. And I have no problem with people emulating me, because dude, that just means that there's something that is needed that you are facilitating that they also want to have a part of. And I appreciate that. It's very flattering to me. And, I just appreciate you bringing me on and telling me that, dude, because seriously, I think I keep my ear to the grindstone so much that I don't really pay attention to that. But that's what you said is exactly what I wanted to be. I wanted to be the face of the change. I wanted to be one of the movers and shakers. I wanted to be the one, like, I wanted to be the first guy that proved that this is a thing, that this can happen. I wanted to trend set, essentially, right? And so if I'm successful in that, man, I think I'm successful in life, dude. And as long as I can look my family in the eyes and know that I have their respect every single time I sit down to that dinner table with my wife and my son, bro, I won.
Got it, man. Yeah, I mean, I already see a lot of people talking about Will for Finance, and I already see people are heading to that direction. And I'm hearing a lot of buzz about it being the new model in town. Yeah. And kind of just, this whole degen of DeFi that's become like, everyone's getting 2 or 3%, 4% a day, 5% a day, 10% a day. I mean, it's not sustainable at the end of the day, and people do get hurt. So I think the model needs to change, and you're kind of lighting that path, and I appreciate you. And so I'm sure a lot of your own investors do too. You've really lit that path really well, man.
Yeah. And I encourage people, like, hold me accountable, man. I really do. Like, I can withstand the pressure, man. I can withstand the heat. Obviously, I've been doing it for a very long time. I put my name, my reputation, my face, everything on the line for this. So I encourage people to like test those boundaries, man. Like, hold me accountable. Google me, like, go ask my community about me. Go ask the people that love me. Go ask the people that hate me about me, and see if they've got a real reason that they can say that they hate me. Like, pick it apart and see if they just hate me because I said I didn't like a project, but I came with some facts. And if they can't refute it, then what are we talking about here, right? So see what I'm saying? Like, I want people to understand that, like, I'm a real person, dude, at the end of the day, and I'm trying to do something real in this market, creating real businesses. And that's exactly what Larry is too, man. Larry is one of the most genuine, nice people that you'll ever meet in your life. Family man, wife and kid. His son's name's Andrew, believe it or not. My name's Drew. But crazy how stuff like that works out. But yeah, dude, I just, it's been a fun ride. We'll just put it like that. And I'm having a blast, and we're not stopping. I told Will for Finance people from day one that we're building an empire. This is where we start.
Who's hitting on you? I don't get it.
Dude, Safu Snowflakes, baby.
Oh,
You know, the Thor financial people, they didn't like, you know, when in the first early goings, you know, I was the guy, I was going against the grain, you know, I was going against the grain. I hit up Titano, I hit up Sphere, I hit up Vaporfy, all the fake nodes, Strong Block. I even took my aim at Strong Block, you know, and man, I just was, at the end of the day, I come with the facts, man. I come with the mathematics, the economics, and I understand the market. And I don't think people like that. You know, I don't think people like the fact that whenever, you know, most of the comments that people come back with, they're just like, "You're dumb," and I'm like, "Good argument." And then they're like, "FUD," and I'm like, "Name something that was inaccurate." Oh, okay, sounds good. Thanks for showing up.
I mean, it's tough, you know, everyone's trying to protect their bag, right? Everyone's trying to protect, you know, they don't want you to bash what they've got going on. And it's just, you know, it's a tough situation to be in. But I mean, there's no undenying what you've already done is a lot more sustainable than all those projects you just named.
Big facts, bro. Big facts. And I'm going to be honest with you. Presend is going to be the thing that trumps all of them. It's going to trump Yield Nodes, Hydro Whales, Project 79, Wolfer Finance, all of them combined, bro, because of the scalability of it. Like, not everybody's in the market to be in Yield Nodes, but everybody's in the market to use this software. So it's just different, man. And we're not a crypto. Like, we're a software company, for God's sakes. We're incorporated in Wyoming. We're just a software company. Now, are we crowdfunding it in a separate way, like with crypto? And absolutely, is an on-chain solution? Yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, when you strip it down to its bare bones, what is it? A software company. So, like, man, it's like, think about being able to get into Facebook at early and not have to buy it off of the open market later. Think about getting in on Tesla. Think about getting in on DAG pre-sale, bro. This is what Presend is right now. You're getting in on pre-sale and you don't have to buy it on the secondary market later for 10x when everybody's 20x their money. And you're just sitting there, oh, well, I wish I would have bought a Presend NFT. Yeah, I do too, you know?
Well, thank you, Drew. If there's no other questions, guys, wrap it up with Drew. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming. Any last words? Anything else, man? You got me excited about it. You got me excited about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would just tell people, you know, get on their horses. If you like Presend, you know, go check it out. Go do your due diligence. Whenever that software application comes out, use it. For God's sakes, protect your transactions, man. Even if you don't invest, just protect your transactions. Be safe in this market because there's enough already going on that you don't need another thing added onto it. And then the second thing that I want to say is just, man, time is the most precious thing known to man. And I truly appreciate when people show up and spend their time with me and with you and speaking about stuff like this. So I just want everybody in the audience to know, like, we appreciate you showing up because you did not have to spend your time with us. And thank you for choosing to do so.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. We will talk to all of you guys soon. Take care.
All right. Have a good day.